What's happening, my beautiful people? My name is Mike LaBelle. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. If my voice sounds a little bit different, if it goes up and down, you hear that raspiness. We've been talking a lot via the weekend. I had some rage reactions, and it doesn't sound quite the same. It's been damaged like a broken controller. Today we're looking at the Serie A team of the season. If you're new around these parts, it is free to subscribe. I welcome you to the channel. You're gonna hear some wordplay, puns, analogies, metaphors that does not happen around the FIFA community. So sit back, relax, get your popcorn or whatever snack you got sitting next to you. Maybe a Dunkaroo. That's a reference for the old heads. I don't know if that's something that's translated throughout the years. Did I mention liking the video? Did I mention liking the video? That might be significantly louder as the microphone is right here. That would help out oh so much. There's a YouTuber that does that, not a FIFA YouTuber. Comment below, what do you think about the Serie A team of the season? And then of course, where I have them placed, my overall rankings. We're gonna go top to bottom. Actually, we're gonna go bottom to top. I would say overall, it's not my favorite team of the season release. Might be in a similar category to the Premier League. Bundesliga is the one that's really stood out for yours truly. Criteria, very simple. Every player must be a Serie A team of the season player, and this is performance based. So I'm not taking into consideration how much a player costs. This is not the overall evaluation of value or return of investment or overpriced, underpriced. That's just not coming into the priority of how I'm working this criteria and how I'm putting together this list. I'm just getting you results and improving your result. We waffled a lot for the intro. Skriniar, this is not a team of the season foot item. I'm sorry if that sounds harsh. Actually, no, I'm not. It's the truth. Listen to these 5 stats and tell me that someone else should be in this bottom tier position. 77 acceleration, 75 sprint speed, 54 agility, 60 balance, and 80 stamina. So he's gonna get tired quick, and he's already not moving fast. From the big leagues, from the major leagues, this is one of the worst team of the season foot items. He is what Nesta is to icons. Tell me that's not relatable. Nobody looks forward to packing Nesta. Berardi, 3-star weak foot. I'm gonna say that he's mediocre. I don't need to spend heavy amounts of time really breaking this down or reading off stats. It's not a shot toward him or shots unless it's the weekend. Actually, we don't really take shots throughout the weekend because we're always grinding gaming, content, live streaming, and doing events. Maybe we should be taking shots during the weekday. I'm obviously not talking about getting on the virtual pitch, but this is where I feel that Berardi should be. Donnarumma. Personally, I like him a lot as a goalkeeper, but my breakdown of goalkeepers has not shifted. There is a certain level of priority. Is Donnarumma likely to increase your wins throughout a weekend league? The answer is no, he's not. There's a lot of interchangeable players in this goalkeeper position, and there's so much preference and subjectivity, and it doesn't always matter about stats. You may love him, she may hate him. That's the reality of goalkeepers. Immobile, unless you're a Lazio supporter, this just won't be your guy. He's not complete enough. His real life doesn't translate proper to FIFA. It's not his fault, but this is like getting French fries without condiments. I'm not talking about condoms. Condiments, we're talking about ketchup, mustard, mayo, or some sort of combination with the concoction. De Vrij, I feel as if the list is already shifting. Now we're on an upward trajectory. But the reality, he's not a negative foot item whatsoever, but he's not Tapsoba. And that's where we have a bit of a disconnect with team of the season. The player pool, the expectation, and the depth. We're going to the deep end. I need a player that could swim 20 feet below, because we're in these ocean trenches. I need that type of leadership quality. I don't want Finding Nemo around the back line. Big Felipe, the price is right. And I can talk about price without having it technically impact where I'm placing players before somebody says, Mike, you sound like a hypocrite, or that is a contradiction to your criteria. No, it's not. He just so happens to be unlockable via objectives, which is an observation, which means that it's a free foot item. Technically speaking, you're gonna lose some time. I rate him personally, but you're not gonna feel all the stats, at least slightly. He does have a big body type. So I'm not saying he's fraudulent, just that the paper points might be slightly misleading. that is a reference to PowerPoint, which I never see used anymore whatsoever. But I also have not been in school for quite some time. Romero, solid product, should be one of the go-to options for center backs in the Serie A. I actually find it interesting when we look at this team of the season. We really didn't get some of those standout, prime time, next level, game-changing, or FIFA adjusting, league shifting type of center backs. Those back line, brick wall, big body, unique, unorthodox, dominant. And considering how the Serie A is often renowned for building some of the best defenders or developing defenders, maybe even more so on the Italian side, especially if you go back to the World Cup years. You just always think there's a certain level of Italian pedigree attached to defending. DePaul, green light. Green link with his comrade, fellow Argentinian. You can run this up with Romero. High-low work rates makes for an interesting final deliverable if you're looking at DePaul, because you're wondering where do you play him. I don't run him as a number 10. I wouldn't recommend him as a winger. So he's almost one of these secondary or maybe even a third selection for center mids, depending what formation you play, which is a massive decider with your performance and the type of personnel that is needed. I rate him highly. Also has a 3-star weak foot, and there is some small levels of inflation if you're just reading off the stats. Insigne, the little engine that could. Finally, we have some boosted stamina. He's had multiple informs this year. In fact, his previous foot item, which was, I think it's an 89 inform, might be on screen. Hopefully it's on screen. Still only has 80 stamina. And for a specialist, for a player that can really only dominate in one role, maybe with the team of the season version, you could play him on the wings as well as being that mainstream creative or creator. We always talk about the number 10 role. You just couldn't get down with 80 stamina, because once you get tired, if you already had limitations, you start to slow down a little bit. You're not as gifted with your first touch or the sidestepping capabilities. The rhythm isn't right, you gotta go. So I'm happy to see that Insigne is now definitely usable and at a high level. Cuadrado in FIFA 21 has shifted dramatically. There's been more emphasis on fullbacks than ever before, and he sort of fits into the meta, at least offensively. This is the ultimate wingback for under 200,000 coins, with some very important links depending what your budget looks like, which players you want to incorporate. The only downfall, he's not physical. That's not going to change. It's not going to shift. If you're trying to bump and grind at 50-50s on the defensive end, you can lose out with Cuadrado. Lautaro Martinez. I find myself with the same case. Maybe the curious case of Lautaro. You almost have bonus stats, especially when you get to a deeper dive into the physical aspect. And this has been an ongoing, that's an open case. Detective Mike, or even Detective Dirty Mike, has had concerns, skepticisms, and I've always felt that Martinez is a little bit heavy. And if the gameplay goes in the wrong direction, gets a little bit suspect, he doesn't show out. He doesn't express himself the same way. He's still fantastic, but he never reaches the potential of the stats or the potential of what I feel he should achieve. Barella, goon levels for the free. This is one of the best, if not the best, free items we have received in FIFA 21. And unless you just don't believe the stats to any degree, what's not really to like? I can nitpick, you can argue about having more skill moves, but this is FIFA box to box greatness. That's a review. It's really that simple. Complete them, enjoy them, introduce them to the teammates that he's going to be saving on a regular basis. He's going to be everywhere. You don't need a superhero, you have Barella. Shows up when you need him most. Muriel, Atalanta's finest. If you are a FIFA OG, a historian, Muriel is a household item or a household name. We can start talking about different luxuries in the kitchen. Let me get that oven, the fridge, the wet jet, the Swiffer, the broom, coffee maker, teapot, marble, slab, counters. Have you ever been to marble slab ice cream? Huh? I'm not sure if that's only in America. I feel as if that might not travel. This is getting a deal, a sneaker steal. 92 strength on a side note. Muriel is explosive, efficient, prolific, through ball, dreams, or nightmares, depending what end you're on. Kessie, proven disruptor. Now, I'm not saying I have any debts, but if I needed to send an enforcer, this would be my first choice. 99 stamina, he's gonna be relentless. He's never given up. 99 strength, you can't stop him. If you got multiple doors, you got the whole house. Security guards, they stand no chance. 99 aggression. If anything, you're gonna piss him off trying to get in his way. This is an upgraded Essien. Hand clap. Lukaku, the best version we have ever seen of this player. And I really support that EA has started making upgrades with Team of the Season to skill moves or to the weak foot, and that's been added into the foot equation, and it changes the way that you can use a player. Some of these Achilles heels or the detriments or the concerns, they're massive and players never recover. I would love to have Haaland with a 4-star for Team of the Season. It didn't happen. This guy's in Ford F-150. He's like getting in a taxi and it ends up being a Tesla. Chucky Lozano. Controllers have already been lost. This SBC, spectacular value. Fastest player in the game, arguably. Name someone quicker. The weak foot push is legit. It's been checked out by yours truly. High-low work rates. Fierce. Confident. He's active. And he's built for pure FIFA carnage. These are just the facts. Hernandez. I do want to ask, where are you playing him? I feel that he's better suited to be one of those fullbacks that plays as a center back. You're getting a different dynamic. Because if you play him as a fullback, defensively, everything is all good. Offensively, a little more limited. But if you shift his position, you now still get the same defensive characteristics. And you get someone who is better than the expectation of maybe a center back being able to push the ball forward. And his recovery or his chase back, his clap back, instant, constant, no reminder needed. Mertens, maybe I have a bias. This foot item really doesn't even look real. Movement at the highest degree. You don't need the deodorant. Also links with Raja Nainggolan. They can share cigarettes. They got that nationality, that connection. Same page. If you packed him, congratulations. Don't leave him out of the starting 11. He's one of the most gifted players in FIFA 21 when you're looking at some of those intricacies inside or right on the edge of the box. You've got to find space that looks like nothing is going to be found. No lost, no found. The bus been parked, but Mertens has a way of unlocking just a tad bit of room, bursting through. Cristiano Ronaldo, is there anything for me to say? He had to be number one. We all knew that he would be number one. If anything, the question might be, do you think he's gonna stay in the Serie A? Rumors are saying that's a no-go. He's making moves. He already shipped out of the house. The cars have been relocated. His watch collection, no longer in this bank, it's going to that bank. Not sure if I really have any of those details, but there's a lot of rumors that Cristiano is not going to be at Juventus. I don't think anything is official up to this point, or somehow I missed it. And if I did, that would be a shocker, and I'm sure you'll tell me in the comments section. Speaking of, that's where we're wrapping up the video. If you enjoyed everything, make sure to drop some love. Please turn on notifications. Hit the bell. It's free, especially if you made it to this point. In fact, if I'm talking right now to you, you haven't dropped some love, I don't see a like, I don't see a comment, I'm a little bit disappointed, but I appreciate you being here for the content on a daily basis. And if you want the gameplay, twitch.tv/Mike LaBelle. I have a lot more coming out ASAP.